I want to start off this video with another video, and I'm sure you guys have seen this already, but I just had to play it one more time. So just watch this.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my title to the SmackDown show. I'm gonna hide till I can't no more. Monday Night Raw, if I have to go, I'm gonna hide till I can't no more. Title on my waist, you recognize the face. European 24/7 champions in the place. I like to have fun, I can't have none. 24/7 means run you.
And that is why R-Truth has consistently been the best performer on the WWE roster so far this year. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to TalkMalcolmTalk, so let's talk! In the Super Showdown Clash that I've wanted to see my entire life, I am so happy that WWE finally booked this match. Only a week after their competition had their debut show, they booked the match of a freaking century. It's gonna be the Lucha House Party taking on Lars Sullivan. It's just really ironic that Double or Nothing just comes right before Super Showdown, and like, it's Super Showdown. Like, man. On last night's SmackDown, there's a couple things that happened I want to talk about, but one of the main things I really wanted to mention was the fact that if you look into the crowd, you would have seen a couple posters that were a little interesting. One smaller poster that says, "Save us, Triple H," and a really big poster that said, "You aren't MJF," which was held up during any talking segment of the show because, well, mainly I was trying to say that none of you guys can talk like Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I've mentioned him a couple times on this channel, but I'm a huge fan of MJF. I mean, the guy is absolutely brilliant. But that sign was held up so much during the show that it was kind of taken away by WWE. WWE confiscating AEW signs? Why would they do that? That's so messed up, right? If I was running a company and then fans are bringing posters that promote another company that's pretty much my biggest rival, I'd probably confiscate them too. So like, I can't really blame WWE for doing it. But Fightful actually tried to reach out to MJF and try to see, what's his comments on the whole sign situation being at SmackDown Live. And he basically said, if you guys try to reach out to him again, he is going to sue you. That is the response I was expecting. Yeah. Also, to me, the biggest highlight on SmackDown Live, like I said at the start of the video, was R-Truth. If anyone else is 24/7 champion at the moment, I probably wouldn't care too much about the title, but the fact that R-Truth is, and he's really, funny and entertaining, it really makes me kind of care about the championship, not in like a prestigious way, but in more of like a, what are they gonna do next with it? But all these segments of Truth trying to hide from the SmackDown roster, or the Raw roster, or 205 Live roster, him running around the entire building with Carmella has been absolutely hilarious. And during Shane's speech, Truth actually got into the ring, was wrestling Maverick while they were trying to talk, and then Truth ended up pinning Maverick for the win, actually being the first ever 24/7 champion to defend his championship. But that wasn't the only history he's making that night. He is a trailblazer of this industry. Elias and McIntyre that were out there with Shane, they started to beat up R-Truth, and Elias ended up pinning R-Truth, becoming the 24/7 champion, which is like, what? Huh? No, I wasn't ready for him to lose it yet. But the show's main event was R-Truth and Roman Reigns taking on McIntyre and Elias. But Reigns and Truth ended up winning a tag team match, and then Truth ended up pinning Elias again to become the first ever man to not just defend the 24/7 championship, but also to be a two-time 24/7 champion. Trailblazer. It goes Barack Obama, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, R-Truth. Absolutely amazing. Also, a video that was uploaded today on Ronda Rousey's YouTube channel, apparently she got the cast off her arm. Not her arm, but her hand, because she ended up breaking her hand during the main event of WrestleMania 35, when it was Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda for the SmackDown Live and Raw Women's Championships. But it does put into question, because we are talking about Ronda Rousey, who is an elite athlete and, definitely can heal herself faster than the average person probably could. When do you guys think Ronda Rousey's gonna make a return to WWE, and who should she face next? Should she go back after Becky Lynch and try to regain her championship? Should she use that wild card rule to her effect and actually try to go to SmackDown and maybe beat up Charlotte, or I don't know, maybe go after Bayley for her title, or maybe a possible NXT call-up of Shayna Baszler plus Ronda Rousey takes over the SmackDown tag team titles. They both go on different shows, take those women's championships, and become the MMA women that are just running pro wrestling. I don't know if all fans would really like that, but on paper it sounds kind of cool. So what do you guys think Ronda Rousey's gonna do when she returns back to WWE? Finally, want to talk a little bit more about Jon Moxley, if I didn't mention him enough in the other video. Ever since leaving WWE, Moxley has been doing a lot of stuff. He's appeared for AEW, he's signed to AEW, he's gonna appear and has signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling, where his first ever match there is a title match. He has an independent booking for Northeast Wrestling against Pentagon Jr. And finally yesterday, All Elite Wrestling announced his first ever singles match for the company, or just first ever match for the company. We'll be happy at the Fyter Fest event, where he'll be taking on the bad boy Joey Janela. When you look at these two, it's like a generation difference of like Janela being being this generation's version of Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley being like the grandpa Joey Janela in a way. Anytime I've ever watched Joey Janela, I always had like that weird Jon Moxley vibe, because I watched some of his stuff before, like he went to WWE. To me, they have very similar qualities that this match should be something special. And with the right storytelling, luckily with Ambrose or Moxley now coming from WWE, he obviously can tell better stories than, you know, maybe Joey Janela could in the ring. When we put together Moxley's like violent background on top of now his WWE storytelling, on top of Joey Janela's I don't give a crap, I'm gonna jump off everything I see type of wrestling, we're looking at something that could be very interesting. And now this is obviously just an exhibition match, so there's not a real storyline behind it, but trust me, they're probably gonna come back to this feud one day, and they're probably gonna run it back and probably have like a street fight maybe down the line. I hope eventually this turns into like a street fight at a different pay-per-view or maybe on television or something, because Moxley versus Janela has money written all over it, and it shouldn't just be a throwaway match. It needs to happen again and again and a couple more times. But also within breaking kayfabe, because Moxley, when he debuted for AEW, he, you know, attacked Chris Jericho. He ended up showing up on Talk Is Jericho, where he absolutely buried, absolutely obliterated the WWE system. I mean, he went all in. He talked about pretty much everything. This might be like this year's version of like what CM Punk did in 2014, because he did not hold back one bit whatsoever. I'm literally just gonna have to read most of the stuff off my phone because I can't even go into detail of how much stuff he's actually talked about. He cites frustration within the WWE writing team. He knew he wanted to leave in July of 2018. Mr. Man wanted him to say a really inappropriate line about Roman Reigns' cancer that most likely would have lost some sponsors. He didn't even bother looking at the new contract that WWE had offered him. He felt like the Nia Jax angle was made to embarrass him, as it was added minutes after he told him that he was leaving. At one point he said, every Monday I would get a physically sick feeling in my stomach. I can't live like that. He also said that he only got paid $500 for the Shield special on the WWE Network, which is what extras get paid for appearing on TV. He said Vince McMahon's creative process is killing the company. Even if there were 0 other wrestling promotions, he still would have left WWE. This man was so certain he was going to leave WWE. Even if there was no other options on the planet for him to wrestle, he would have just left pro wrestling as a whole. That's how much he did not want to be in WWE. But if you guys want to go listen to the entire interview or podcast with Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley, then go on Podcast One and look up Talk Is Jericho. I don't know why I advertised that like I'm getting paid. You guys should pay me next time, because Chipotle ain't cheap. $10 a bowl, and you know those chips cost extra too. And I'm tired of being that guy to ask for a water cup so I can fill it up with Coke. So like, could we just like pay a brother? But yeah, guys, this is pretty much the video. Really enjoying the comments down below. What do you think about Jon Moxley essentially buried the WWE? No doubt in my mind he did not like being there. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, share, always subscribe, and we outie.
We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a MuscleManMalcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a MuscleManMalcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.